This is a phenomenal time to be a curious person. The information that's out there.
But it has never been easier. So what are you waiting for? I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to actually execute.
You've got to learn how to read widely, walk the market, look at trends in the marketplace, make connections that don't seem obvious.
Rise and shine, it's Espresso time. What's up, Believe Nation? It's Evan. My one word is believe, and I believe in you. I believe you have Michael Jordan level talent at something, and I want you to find it, embrace it, and use it to make a difference. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message. Be a learner. Over to you, Bill Gates. Also, if you want to hear what Bill Gates and other successful entrepreneurs have to say about building confidence, check out my 254 Confidence series.
Yes, I believe in the internet. I believe it'll get increasingly popular, and we're doing some neat new things to take advantage of that.
Every day for the next 254 days, I will send you a 30-second to 5-minute video for free every morning to help you build unstoppable confidence. The link is in the description below.
I wake up every morning. Espresso keep me going. I wake up every morning.
It's an incredible time to be a learner. I remember when I was young, I had the World Book, which is one of Warren's products, and it was very good. But I always felt like, God, I want to get into this in more depth. I want to understand it better. Today, the videos that are online and the courses that you can buy with the very best professors, it's phenomenal. Take a subject like weather or climate change, or what's going on in economics, what's known, what's not known. Now with the foundation, a lot of what I need to learn is about biology, making vaccines, and what's going on with these various diseases. This is a phenomenal time to be a curious person. The information that's out there. I have my biggest problem is that I stay up too late because I'm reading, and then I'm a little bit tired the next day.
Whatever you say you can't do is just your excuse because you're afraid. You can learn anything. It's never been easier to learn anything than right now. I remember being in high school, and my first years of high school, still having to use a library, and still having to see my librarian, Mrs. Donnelly, and ask for her help in finding a book that will give me the information that I need. And through university, then internet comes, and I'm showing my age a bit, 38 years old right now. But whatever you want to learn, you can learn. The age of what your parents grew up with is gone. You can learn anything that you want through the resources available on the internet right now. We've profiled some of these people on the channel. We've profiled Olympic athletes whose only trainer was YouTube videos. They learned to become Olympic athletes by watching technique on YouTube videos. While everybody else lives in the world of, I don't have the resources, and I don't have the coach, and I don't have the access to the information, you have it all. You're just afraid. It's great that this is a Bill Gates story because Bill Gates saved my life. Bill Gates saved my business. I've never met the man. But in my early days of being an entrepreneur, I struggled. I wanted to quit. I had a software company. It was the worst days of my life. And I looked at Bill Gates' story. After the worst day of my life, after I told my business partner that I quit, I said, I can't do this because I feel like a worthless human being. I quit. I'm going to quit some job. I woke up the next day saying, I can't quit. I have to find another way to stand. And the revelation I had was, I'm not the first guy to try to sell software before. Like, somebody's figured this out. And I modeled Bill Gates, and I looked at how he went from 0 to 1. How did he make his first million selling software? And how could I model that for myself? In a couple weeks of doing it, I had my first deal for $13,500, and I was making $300 a month. So $13,500 was huge for me. Just by modeling the success of Bill Gates, just by asking myself, somebody else has done this before. I don't have to figure out all the answers myself. And so somebody's already figured out the path that you're going down. Maybe not exactly, maybe not 100%, but they can take you 90% of the way. You'll have to still adjust and tweak the strategies. But anything that you want to learn, you can learn. For free. It's never been easier. You just have to get over your fear and put in a little bit of work. But it has never been easier. So what are you waiting for? I'm going to give you 3 tips on how to actually execute. Tip number 1 is make a top 5 list. I want you to write down the 5 people who you admire the most, the 5 people who you want to learn from, the 5 people who you wish you could get mentorship from. Whether it's people in your industry like Bill Gates might be if you're in software, whether it's people who you just look up to and respect and say, wow, I love Oprah, even though I have nothing to do about TV and media and that platform. I just love her, right? Make a top 5 list. 5 people who you love, respect, want to emulate, want to learn from, wish you can get an internship with, wish you could spend a day in their life. Write down those 5 people. Tip number 2, go to YouTube, type in each of those 5 people's names, sort the videos by most views, and find 10 videos on each person. 10 YouTube videos on each of the 5 people, and then add to your watch later. That's this beautiful playlist that you can come back to at any time and watch. It saves it for you for the future. Do that for each of the 5 people. Now we've got 5 people, 10 videos, we've got 50 videos. Step number 3, every day, start your day by watching one of those videos. Every day you're getting filled with knowledge, with mindset, with motivation, with ideas from the people who you want to learn from. You will be a changed person. If you woke up every day and watched a video from somebody who you respect and look up to, if you did that every single day, you may not see major growth from day to day, but if you look back over a year of doing it, you will be a completely changed individual. And so the reason to do it is yes for the learning, is yes for the ideas, for the strategies. It's Bill Gates' partnership strategy that helped ultimately build my business forward, but it's also for the motivation. It's also for the inspiration. It's also for the thing that you fear so much. The wanting to be a big software entrepreneur, but never thinking you can be a Bill Gates. The having the big mission, ambition, and then telling yourself that you can't do it because you're not good enough. And what I found is, by looking at these people who've done so much more than me, by looking at these people who are the kings, the 5 people that I might pick in my industry, people that I look up to and respect, chances are they started off with less than what I already have right now. These 5 people on your list, chances are they started off with less than what you already have right now. And so the strategies and the learnings were great, but the motivation, the mindset, the inspiration, I found invaluable to help me move forward, and I think it can for you too. Now I've got a really special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy, but before that, I want to know, question of the day, who are your 5? Who's in your top 5? The people who you wish could mentor you, could guide you, you could internship for. Leave it down in the comments below. I want to see. Thank you guys so much for watching. I believe in you. I hope you continue to believe in yourself, and whatever your one word is, much love. I'll see you again tomorrow morning for another shot of espresso, and enjoy the bonus clip.
I wake up every morning. Espresso keep me going.
The one big lesson I've learned, Doug, is that if you just depend on the traditional strategic planning cycle or depend on a standard set of consulting reports, you actually are going to do your company a big disservice. And our CEOs and leaders have to be lifelong students. And not just students in the sense of attending courses or reading a book or two. You've got to learn how to read widely, walk the market, look at trends in the marketplace, make connections that don't seem obvious, and start to paint pictures of what the future could be. And then watch consumer behavior. I'll give you an example. 10 years ago, or maybe 15 years ago, if you came to PepsiCo and looked at all the beverages that were being served on the side tables when we were having meetings, most of the people would be consuming full sugar beverages. But 10 years ago, the trend shifted. Or maybe 20 years ago, they were drinking full sugar. 10 years ago, they shifted to diet drinks. Okay? But 5 years ago, they were drinking more bottled water. Now, the point that I'd make to my guys is, guys, you don't need to hire a consultant to tell you where the trends are. You just have to look at our side table. Remember the number of facings we used to have for regular sugar Pepsi versus diet Pepsi versus bottled water now? If you're all drinking bottled water or drinking zero-calorie beverages, why do we think we're not representative of the consumer? Very often, I think what happens is we separate out the consumer out there from the consumer in us. We are the consumer. And the more we can bring the two together and say, we too are representative of the consumer outside, I think it would be better. We go out and, our children play with other children. We see other families. And when they moderate certain products that we sell in terms of what's given to kids, that's a trend. Okay, so we've got to watch all of these things. And too often, I think, us leaders think what consultants tell us or what certain reports say or certain books say is the gospel. It's really not. We have to become our own data collectors, data analyzers, and then shape creators. And I think that's the toughest thing, because people who are rewriting the rules have to create the shapes. And people don't like that, because they have a traditional model of how things work, and they hate people who upset status quo. And I think both of us are upsetting status quo in a big way. And, you know, it's tough, but it's fun.
Learning is a lifelong thing. It doesn't end at Harvard Business School. It's your responsibility. I think if you're in any profession at all, you have to do it consistently all the time. I think I spend probably 50 or 60% of my time learning, reading, talking to people, traveling. It's the only way you can keep on top of this global world of ours. And it's even tougher now because of the globality of the businesses you're all going to deal in. How? Reading is the most important one. But the second one, which is often forgotten, is talking to other people. You can learn more from speaking to people in 15 minutes than if you spent your life doing something. They can explain it to you, and you can learn from watching people. You also are going to learn by, I'm going to call it imitation, but by watching other very good people and how they operate in difficult circumstances. I learned a lot of things what not to do and a lot of what to do by watching other people.
Altruistic, world domination, honey empire, right?
I'm grateful. I understand why I'm here.
I think because I am so open.
I want you to think and say, it's a bloody brief life.
All of you have the potential for enormous success.
If you want to know what Gary Vee, DJ Khaled, Oprah, and others know about empire building that most people miss, check out the link in the description for a free bonus video.